I'm going to show you how to draw a 3D optical illusion hand that looks like it's protruding out of your paper. The first thing you need to do is carefully trace your hand. So make sure your fingers are spread apart, your hand's nice and center, it's not just down at the bottom. And holding your pencil directly vertical from the paper, you trace your hand. That means your pencil is straight up and down. A ruler is necessary today, and I lined the top to the top of the paper, and then with each line going down, I line it to the previous line so that I'm not making too many skinny lines. As I get to my hand, I skip drawing the line so that the hand is not covered with a pencil line. But we will use these points where the line is touching the hand in just a moment. Make these lines all the way down to the bottom of your paper and do it very lightly. Now where a line begins on one side of your hand, you're going to draw a slight arc line to where it begins on the other side of your hand. So right at that point where the line touches the left, I am arcing over to the point where it touches on the right. I am using a ruler to do this because it helps me see, am I arcing, am I lining the line up? And take your time to get these bumps because this is what makes the optical illusion. It does get tricky up on those fingers, and sometimes the line just doesn't fit where you want it to. If you're making this a one-day project, then crayons are a great way to go. This is because you can fill a space nicely, evenly, kind of quickly. If you want your art to look a little bit more professional, then a colored pencil would be great. And if you know that you're good at picking out really juicy markers, I've seen this done with marker as well. People are good at coloring in long horizontal lines with those markers. So while you're coloring, you're going to make sure that you are coloring inside of the bar, whether it is bending over fingers or not. So in the case of that pink bar, I colored up above the curved lines. And now on this red bar, I'm also coloring up above the red lines and into that space above. I like to add a slightly darker area in between fingers with my crayon, and I decided that I really wanted to emphasize the contours with marker. Contour lines show the shape and roundness of something, and a nice black Crayola marker is great for this. So there I am using the crayon to go along the outside of my initial pencil hand just to show a little indication of shadow. I've also seen versions of this where the hand has more lines going across it. So if you want to do 1/2 inch lines instead of the full ruler width, you can do that. And then at the end of my art making, I like to step back and refine my art. What are some finishing touches I can do to make it look even more finely crafted, to make it look like I really took my time? And I want to emphasize the shadows on this hand, and I'm doing that with some more strokes of the crayon. Whenever you're making art, you can look for what can you darken and what can you lighten to add more dynamic tones. Have fun!